Please close the door. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, everyone, and welcome to the closing ceremony of the Dubai Talent-Based Economy Hackathon. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we made it. We're here, the finale. My name is Sarah Shaw, and I'm privileged to have worked with some of the most amazing organizations and individuals during the last 6 days in this initiative that's hoping to create a reality that is totally new and futuristic for Dubai. Today's ceremony culminates the work of all the 7 teams that have come together to answer Dubai's call for a challenge. The challenge was, how might we transform Dubai to become a talent-based economy city? Organizations, individuals, societies, the collective came together on the 23rd of July to really make an opportunity out of that challenge. That collective now stands or sits behind you as judges, and they are individuals from both public and private sector, a true representation of the 9 individuals sitting at the front here. As you might know, this event was by invitation, and it was so by design. We wanted to make sure that the individuals who would end up working together are the best in class. Individuals that have a passion for Dubai, who are professionals in their respective fields, but also believe in making the impossible possible. I would now like to invite His Excellency Abdullah bin Zayed Al Falasi, Director General of the Dubai Government Human Resources Department, who you might not see physically here, but is actually with us. Before we invite His Excellency, and while we work out the technical glitch, here's a quick video of the last 6 days. I'd like to suggest a quick round of applause for an unbelievable week. Great people As Expo 2020 said, connecting minds, connecting people, right? And that's exactly what we did over the last 7 days. And now, I hand over to His Excellency Abdullah bin Zayed Al Falasi to deliver his keynote.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Our esteemed guests and participants, in the beginning, I would like to express my sincere gratitude and thankfulness to each and every one of you individually. The work you have done and the time you spent to make this event such a success will not go unnoticed. So give yourself a round of applause and pay yourselves on the shoulders for job very well done. I would also like to thank our generous sponsors who played a vital role in the success of this event. Dubai Future Foundation, Dubai World Trade Center, Harvard Business School, Global Innovation and Entrepreneurship, and the Institute of Electrical and Electronical Engineers. Ladies and gentlemen, the United Arab Emirates is keen to enhance its initiatives, which aim to attract and retain talents from all over the world, to embody the visions of our leaders, making the UAE the incubator of talents. The United Arab Emirates is blessed by its devoted, gifted people from all nationalities. It has become the cradle for talents and expertise due to the most important element in the UAE government agenda, which is investing in people. Dear guests, the UAE has achieved a distinguished global position in attracting, developing, and retaining talents. This has made it rank seventh in the world and number one in the region. Nearly a quarter of the biggest 500 companies worldwide use the UAE as their international and regional hub. This has resulted in having around 23,000 talents moving to the UAE between January 2020 and April 2021. Dell International Company has stated that talents based in the UAE have a high standard of expertise, which in return encourage international markets to rely on the UAE in searching for skillful and talented people, which increased the demand of those people in the first half 2022. Dear all, I thank you again for all the hard work and devotion you showed during this time. And I know some of you had to cancel their vacations to help us in this magnificent get together. You have formed a great team and exceeded our expectation. On behalf of Dubai government, I thank you and hope to see you all very soon. Thank you all.
Thank you, Your Excellency, and we definitely miss your presence physically with us, but it's great to have you online.
See you soon, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you, Bushail.
Yeah.
Now, I would like to introduce the latest addition to our community-based event. Now, these individuals have been anxious and excited to hear from the 26 participants that we have now committed for the last 7 days. I'd like to introduce the judges that are going to be evaluating your pitches today, and they are a representation, like I said, of both the public and private sector in Dubai, in addition to the one of the most precious segments, youth. All right. Firstly, I'd like to introduce the public sector representatives. They are Mr. Amr Abdel Raouf, Director of Special Projects in Dubai Future Foundation, Mr. Mohammed Shah Al-Saadi, CEO of Corporate Strategic Affairs in the Department of Economy and Tourism, Dubai, Sheikh Dr. Ali Al-Qasmi, Social Development Advisor in the Community Development Authority, and last but certainly not least, Mr. Ghanem bin Lahaj Al-Falasi, Senior VP of Technology and Entrepreneurship in Dubai Silicon Oasis, who, by the way, offered DSO as a space for you guys to work together if you decide to create any of your ideas as a startup. I hold you to it. For the winner. As for the private sector representative judges, they are Mr. Renato De Castro, Executive Director of RMA Advisory, Mr. Michel, and please forgive me if I don't pronounce this right, Gerbenikov, Industrial Practice Group Lead in Egon Zender, Mrs. Nancy Zakaria, Talent and Organizational Development Manager for the EMA region in McDermott International, and last, and again not least, our lovely Ms. Ali Al-Ali, the Strategic Analyst in the UAE CEO Office in HSBC. So let's talk about the format. Today's segment includes 3 minutes. Oh. Thank you. I stand corrected. The star of the show, Mr. Rashid Isa Al-Yadawi, Director of Corporate Communications in the Dubai Government for Human Resources Department. My apologies. A lot has been happening today. Right, so the format. We will have 3 minutes for each team. Then the judges can ask the teams questions for 5 minutes. Please ensure, as we said, that if there are some criteria that you didn't see or hear from the participants, that those are the ones you'll focus on. And then hopefully we'll move around very quickly between the 7 groups. Once we're finished here, we'll walk into the deliberations. Mr. Galileo will host you there. And we, the entire we, are going to take a lovely 30-minute break. Okay? And without further ado, I'd like to call in the first team, Team Pineapple.
Hi, imagine there's 1,000 patents filed in Dubai every year. And some of that make it to the newest medical technology that saves lives. And imagine the future Thomas Edison and future Elon Musk are created in Dubai. Now, our team, we focus on sectors that are non-correlated, meaning that sectors that go up and down together. So the reason for that is that will reduce the volatility or the boom and busts of the Dubai economy. So we focus on that first. What are we focusing on? R&D, capabilities of the companies of those sectors. You have hard copies. In the appendix, you will see what kind of industries and sectors that we are focusing on. And then we will help the companies to move up the value chain with R&D. How do we do it, Parveen?
We are proposing an R&D city. The R&D city will host private sector, public sector, and academic R&D labs side by side in one place. So it enables the synergy between the sectors. Currently, the NMCs are hosting their R&Ds in India and China. So Dubai will be a proper alternate, and because we have a proper infrastructure, in ICT, we are much ahead of other countries. We have logistics, we have security in this place. We need to work on few things like the IP. We need to have a very efficient IP systems, and we need to work on our ability in terms of regulations to manage the new research and development. In this way, we will attract global investors and inventors to Dubai. Ahmed?
Thank you. So Dubai is the land of opportunities. And in order to attract talents, we designed a program to early adoption, doing an early adoption for talents through a hybrid of online and on-campus scholarships. And with the help of an AI-based solution to avoid any unconscious bias, the program will nominate the top talents to give them a special visa and to bring them to Dubai, connect them through a talent marketplace with the public and private sectors, and also for the potential entrepreneurs with the VCs and accelerators. Yo.
The inventors city of the world.
And with that, time's up.
We're open for questions.
Yes, sir.
I think you are a fortune teller because this is very important. I just missed the ability to see the mechanism of the implementation, except for the school's scholarship. But how you envision bringing all this together from all this, and what is the business model that you have on top of this?
So what we are proposing here is a research laboratory funded by the private sectors, and universities will be encouraged to move the laboratories into that particular area. So research will be synergized between the needs and supply. So how do we fund the talent? How do we supply talents? That is through the scholarship, growing the local talent by working closely with the researchers. So we have even homegrown talents on it. We have a whole lot of ideas generated around it. That's in the appendix. Because of the time, we couldn't complete it.
I have a quick one, sorry. I like the idea very much. The first thing that comes to mind is who's funding all these?
Okay, as we said, the city will be brought under Dubai. Setting the laboratory will be the company's responsibility, whether it is a private, public, or academics. So it is their responsibility to fund and set up the laboratory in that place.
We have also funding from federal. There's an Operation 300 billion. That's a program that UAE as a country trying to fund R&D ecosystem. I think that will be the first source of funding, and then the private and public cooperation will fund that as well. Thank you for the question.
Thank you very much for the presentation, very short presentation. I have one question in here. I did not see from your presentation, or nobody has spoken about the locks that you wanted to be unlocked so that the city can be made as an R&D city. What do you think, in your opinion, the locks that are available today, that the government can unlock it so that it will be the city of R&D?
Very, very good question. Thank you. The patenting. Currently, patenting and copyright is hugely expensive in the UAE. It's something that's fairly new, but it's something that if you can reduce the costs, then that will unlock potential talent.
But do you think the only thing is blocking
No.
why to be unlocked?
Not entirely. Some of it is the social contract, and it's about people being able to stay. With COVID, we've had people who've lost their jobs, and they've had to pull the children out of school and out of university. And they are talent, and we're not keeping them.
And why do you think people who are outside, they would think to come to Dubai here to get their items?
Because Dubai is amazing.
Good answer.
Hi. Thank you for the presentation. I saw someone mention Ahmed.
And is it part of the solution, or you're going to talent marketplace that already exists? No, it is part of the solution. To design basically a talent marketplace and also an expert hub to also bridge the gap between the experts and the talents. So this is also part of the solution.
You can also have a ideas marketplace for people who have patents to buy and sell and license the patents to each other and across the globe, that you can generate economic value out of that. Any other questions?
The DSO made a very generous offer earlier, so we have a location.
Well, I mentioned this in my presentation.
We copy that.
We loved it.
All right, with that, we finish the Q&A segment. Thank you so much, Pineapple. I'd like to give a minute to the judges to fill out the evaluation forms as we call out the next team, Saga.
We're paperless. We follow Dubai's lead. Paperless.
Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. Following the tweet on launch and leadership of His Highness on the Dubai Talentverse, a team of highly talented, multi-potentialite, and might I add, young individuals have come together to bring to you Dubai Talentverse.
Dubai, the forward thinker and risk taker, we launched an initiative called the 10X, but 10X is not enough for us. We're Infinity X, and that's what we want to focus on. We want to scale up from where we are to what we can potentially be. Billion-dollar GDP? Absolutely not. Trillion-dollar GDP. 50-year plus educational pedigree? Absolutely not. Tap into the 2,500 educational pedigree across the region. What we are saying, you don't physically need to be in Dubai to work in Dubai. But you do need to be part of the talent, educational, and business ecosystem to be part of the Talentverse. So we're focusing on 24 key markets, MENA, India, and Pakistan, identified across 10 plus key sectors. So essentially our three C's are be a citizen, be a contributor, and be a consumer.
Dubai Talentverse has 3 pillars. Dubai U, which will allow the companies to establish presence as a headquarter in Dubai, but have immediate access to open satellite offices to the region. This will allow to attract the right talent with the right speed in a cost-effective way. Education Hub allows the collective knowledge of the education pedigree of the region to be leveraged as a single point of view and allow cross-collaboration effectively and seamlessly between the academia and the business ideas. Last but not least, the Capital Hub allow the world and the region's investor to seek the best ideas to fund the ecosystem. Between the 3 pillars, you have a full cycle of attracting the right talent, developing the right talent, and investing in the right talent. This brings and allows Dubai to scale the business's ideas from this region to the world, allows Dubai to expand its world-class capabilities from logistics point of view, and allows Dubai to realize the full potential of the human capital of this region to the world, and last but not least, to support His Highness' effort, humanitarian effort in the region.
So the model of Dubai Talentverse leverages the power of education, talent, and markets of not just Dubai, but the entire region, thereby impacting Dubai within the next 10 years to attract more than 2 million highly qualified talent, creating... Thank you so much.
Yes. Well, thank you very much for the presentation. It seems to me this is very nice idea. Thank you. I think you didn't have time to elaborate more on your idea, but have you thought of when you want to attract some talent to Dubai in here, what are the ecosystem that's required for those talents to be available here or in a metaverse?
What we based our idea off using Silicon Valley, but with the cultural nuance of the region. Essentially, you don't need to be in Silicon Valley to work in Silicon Valley. You don't need to study in Silicon Valley or California to be in Silicon Valley.
But you still need an ecosystem. You need some like a personal bank account. You need some insurance,
yes.
family, blah, blah, blah.
Dubai U provides that ease of logistics from a PRO services. The model is self-sustainable. It looks like an agency, like from a point of view of helping these entities to establish. So the idea is, if you have an idea in the MENA region and you want to grow and scale to the world, Dubai is the headquarter, because Dubai U will help you establish presence, attract the right talent cost effectively around the region, and have the right bank account in Dubai. The headquarter has to be here and incorporated in Dubai. We need to leverage the ecosystem that already exists. We don't want to reinvent the wheel. We want to
So you are not talking about Talentverse, which is in metaverse, right? You are talking about existing.
It's a combination. We don't believe that the metaverse is alone. What we're saying is you establish headquarter here, you attract the right talent to be living here that leads the company, your idea, but the rest of the talent do not have to relocate to Dubai. You tap into the talent of the region, leveraging metaverse connectivity and physical spaces if needed in each of these cities that Dubai U can provide as a service. So this means Dubai U, as one of the pillars, can be a self-sustainable entity that feeds itself to make sure that it allows the ecosystem to remain and support the business.
So if your idea is true, in this case, if you have few talent available in Dubai and the rest can work from anywhere in the world, how can those working outside the world will contribute to the GDP that you are showing us in here? Because that will be leakage outside, right?
The idea is to think like a multinational. Today, I work for SAP. SAP is headquartered in Germany. It's listed in Frankfurt and New York. So everything we build into as an economy, most of it goes into the valuation of that company's headquarters.
Yeah, which is leakage.
Exactly.
Which is leakage from the country.
What we want is we want to allow these headquarters to be based here. So ultimately, they IPO into the financial market of Dubai, so most of the value is here, the IP is here. But allow the talent to be across the world. Operate like a multinational from day one with a cost-effective model, because around us there's a lot of talent that can be tapped into cost-effectively relative to the dollar-based pegged economy here.
We have about a minute and a half. If I can ask the other judges if you have any questions, please.
Very first question. She's threatening us. Now, how you plan to market this idea? How you will campaign it?
So Dubai Talentverse goes into leveraging, saying that the best ideas around the region, if you're willing to come and incorporate that company to push your idea out of Dubai as a headquarter, these are the fast services and that can be provided to you as a company. Because if you think the biggest challenge for a startup or someone who runs an idea in a market in Kuwait or in Egypt or in Morocco or in Lebanon has a challenge to expand beyond it, plus these markets are difficult to operate in. However, if Dubai gives you that flexibility to establish quite quickly while leveraging the talent of these markets and have access to these markets from an addressable market point of view. So you're selling your services or products and testing it into these markets. That becomes the attractiveness of why would I establish my company anywhere else? And I'm close to the educational hub that touches into all the talent. I need an AI expert on this. I'll go to the educational hub and say, where is the best program for AI in bioscience? They'll tell me it's in AUB or AUC or in Morocco. And they'll put me in touch with them to allow me to collaborate further. And then once I reach the right seeding, the hub gives me the funding. So between these three, why would I want to open anywhere else?
And on that note, we have finished our 5 minutes Q&A. Thank you, Saga. Have a seat. As we get ready for the next group, I'd like to invite the judges to finalize their evaluations for the Saga team. Well done. And now I'd like to call upon the Liverpool team.
Hello?
Good afternoon. Right. We, as the team Liverpool, we have picked up what we need to do to attract and retain talent in Dubai. So what we have done is we did a research, we did brainstorming, and we have picked up an idea, or rather a discipline called biotechnology. And why biotechnology? Because currently it's a very fast-paced, growing talent, rather research-driven economy, which is currently valued at 600 billion, and it's increasing at a compound annual growth rate of 9.4% and is expected to reach to 1 trillion by 2028. So even if we look at the impact, it's going to have a huge social impact in a positive way, mainly food security and even self-dependency. So a lot of benefits coming on. So what we need to do, so what we're saying here is that there is requirement of collaboration between various ministry and universities, in fact, tying up with established universities in the Western world for maybe to have exchange programs. And in fact, we can also have, allow them to launch, maybe have their campuses here where our students can be enrolled. They can, learn and participate in the research. And as a government has to roll out policies whereby what they need to do is, along with the public-private partnership policies, they can, incentivize, invite the best leaders in the markets to come on and set up the, the factories or other research R&D centers. And of course, government has to, give them some sort of incentives in the form of grants. And the best part is, which Dubai, which we consider as a place which is sitting on a gold mine, if I may say. It's about the 200 nationalities we have here. The database, I think that we could leverage and invite these corporates to come and, research further on it. And biotechnology is what the future. And of course, I think what we see is, we all know Dubai, the leadership, once they set a target, they go any extent. It's just a matter of time before the target turns to a final a conclusion. And of course, it's always a positive conclusion it comes up with. And what we're saying is, this particular idea, which can be translated into a project, and the project can be converted into a reality. And that's really going to fly. I think what we're going to say that this is a fantastic idea we need to invest on. Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
But what is the difference between the first idea and the Liverpool team?
I think what we've done is we have taken a specific discipline. It's about biotechnology. It's typically what's happening now. It's
I
about the
understand this, but
research.
they already have a holistic approach.
Okay.
So they are building the R&D in the city. So what distinguishes you from that idea? Where is the innovation in this idea?
See, what we're saying is that if you look at UAE, it's more full of deserts, right? I think the technology can help us to translate them into greens, you know. It can help us in developing the food.
No, I'm talking about the first idea, which was the research center of Dubai.
Yeah.
That's the Dubai research, right? And then here, this is one particular place. So where is the innovation between that idea and this idea? I'm just comparing.
That's something you want to jump in?
Yeah.
Hi. So again, I think, as Preston said, being specialized in this biotechnology thing and gather all the experts in the world, the companies to stay here, improving the education system, make it more specific toward this in order to. Yeah.
My name is Colin Powell, American Idol. I'm a little bit hard. The question is, they are thinking big,
yes.
Okay, in the first presentation. Now you are thinking one particular thing. Yes, you are specific, but why? What is different from that idea? They will do the same thing as a bio, they will do the same thing as you are trying to tackle, and they will do more.
If I may. What we're looking at is, currently, the talents in Dubai, I mean, of course, after the schools, most of the experts, what they do is they go back to their respective countries or other places for the higher studies. We want to, through sponsorship and through scholarship, everything we want to retain here, we want to grow that things. But yeah, that's maybe they're looking at a very wider one. We want to very niche, a particular, only for the biotechnology, what we're focusing on.
This is a brilliant idea when it comes to looking at verticals in each sector.
Correct.
The only missing part which I see, okay, I think the guys who are writing this, they have accounting, finance, and economic background. So the only missing part I can't see in here is how. So how you are thinking that you convert Dubai to become the biotechnological hub? What is the how side of it?
Right. So I think. Okay, so see, objective here is to create, different verticals, and which we picking up this industry because this is at a very fast pace, is growing, and this could attract talents. Of course, we need to invest in the research centers, and of course, we need to incentivize the students to come and do further studies. So through that, what we're looking at is the talents comes in, then it opens room for research. For example, as I said, we have 200 nationalities. All these nationalities are from the different backgrounds. So that gives us an opportunity to pick up one of the few ideas here inside this biotechnology. And how to do about, I think we just need to call in, through the private and public partnership, we just need to get them on board, and that is how I think we need to go about.
So also, as a government, we already have this golden visa. So anyone in this particular may already be, like, they come and they have this 10-year visa. Also, there is fees to set up a business. Maybe we, as a government, we can say if you are going to be or you are going to establish a biotech company, we are going to waive these fees for you. So there are multiple ways to incentivize those big players in the world to come here and establish their companies here, and then collect, attract talents from everywhere to start doing the business.
Very much. And as we allow our judges to take a moment to evaluate this team, we'll call in the next team, Team Flames.
Dr. Sarah, what happened? Why are you upset today?
I'll soon be 67, and I have never been dependent on anyone. I've always contributed to my own family, myself, and my community, and the world in general. I don't want Mr. Alzheimer knocking at my door. I would rather die than be dependent on my family or my country.
Habibti, Dr. Sarah, you have to smile. You are in Dubai. This is the best place to be. See, in our culture, we respect and value our elders, especially elders with wisdom and talent and experience like you are an asset to our community, especially to nurture young talent. Let us show you how you can contribute to Dubai.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us present to you Dubai EcoX platform. It's a platform that's meant for open source resource accumulation, research accumulation, and information accumulation about the opportunities existing in Dubai, curated for mature talent and expertise in Dubai. It's a multi-stakeholder approach, so it's a private government and the common public sector, and it's meant to cultivate and accumulate economic opportunities that exist in Dubai from inside and outside Dubai. So it's not just the R&D and the funds and the IPs. It's everything accumulated in one platform, in addition to opportunities from the community to provide for social stability, lowering barriers of existence in Dubai, and growth opportunity for the city.
With the limited time we had and the difficulty in accessing granular data, we did a quick situation analysis which does indicate that Dubai already has got great strength in having a very diverse talent and the FDI flow. The weaknesses where the government is also working on is how do we allocate and assess the government services. In terms of opportunities, there's no doubt that Dubai is already an international hub for infrastructure and transportation. The challenges and the threats have always remained that how do we sustainably retain the talent that we already have? Neha?
Hi. So yes, collaboration, that's the most important thing. That's how we've met here today. So collaboration here is between PCP, the public, private, and the community sectors, where you have endless opportunities for collaboration from B2B, G2B, B2C, anything, you name it, and it can be possible on the platform.
So when it comes to the impact of Dubai, we are focusing on the 8 principles of Dubai communicated by His Highness. So Dubai will be the business hub through this X platform impact that we're having, and at the same time to provide transparency of impact, data, accelerating progress, crowdsource process and model for a dynamic growth of the city.
See, Dr. Sarah, you are an asset, not a burden.
Thank you. That's brilliant.
Sorry. Thank you very much. Just one question for myself. Are you referring here for brain drains to retain elderlies and make them functional back again to the society? Is that what you are referring to?
We're saying that Dubai is really known to be inclusive, it's known to be innovative, and it's known to be culturally sensitive. Because of that, people will come first of all. The safety and security is paramount. And when you're talking about mature talent, they are willing to stay, they're willing to nurture, they have far more patience, and they will actually be self-funding.
So, Doctor, you are referring back again to the retaining brains and bringing talents here, elderlies, right? So, bringing elderlies to the country and then utilize their brain resources to the welfare of Dubai. That's what you're referring to?
Yes. Okay. But we're not just focused on mature talent. It's a holistic ecosystem platform for every kind of talent. It could be an artist coming into the platform, a young person coming into the platform. It's everyone.
Dr. Sarah is just a great example who inspired us actually to think
this
about,
idea started with
the
us.
success that she has had.
First time hearing about this, by the way. Many ideas been hearing it before, but looking at the seniors, bringing seniors here to retire and reuse them again into the society. That's
Absolutely.
a genuine idea.
By 2030, the global population will be about 10 billion. They are projecting that about 20% of the global population will be over the age of 50. It's a great opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a small comment. Well, congratulations. And I think the idea touches a lot because we are getting old and then we are thinking about what you're going to do after, and Dubai is a place that most of us already call home. So point here is what kind of technology, I mean, what you really put these as an idea and implement these? It's online technology, it's a physical hub. How do you think
it's supposed to be a digital hub providing transparency about the resources that Dubai are offering. So there is a level of analytics that is going to be provided in the platform. We will onboard government sector, private sectors, and there will be a piece on the platform for the community to crowdsource the resources that are available. So it's a very dynamic marketplace. Imagine Amazon for Dubai opportunities that might exist. If you're trying to solve a problem and you don't have the funds, you go to this platform and you get to know what type of businesses are providing what type of funds for this level of work.
Thank you for the presentation. As you grow old, the health issues rise with aging. Have you looked into the financials that come along with that when presenting this? Have you looked into the numbers?
We've looked at not specifically Dubai. We know that we have 7.88% elderly people. What we do know from extrapolating from Western countries is that most of the national health services are broke and broken, and the whole expense of taking care of an aging society is huge on a community. Now, the way that we are looking at this is that, and in particular, memory loss issues are very high. So the way we are looking at it, and I'm a psychiatrist, by the way, so I refer to this, the statistics and the studies that have been done. Getting involved with a community already alleviates the problem. So with very little inputs from the government or anybody, just the interaction will lower the incidence of senility and Alzheimer's, and that then you take it to an upward curve where people are actually, getting involved and creating wealth.
I agree with you on that. Mental health has been highlighted by the government, and there are a lot of, let's say, initiatives that support that, aiming to make Dubai an inclusive city, my community, community for all. But there still remain health expenses and costs that come with time and aging, regardless how involved and supported the government may be. Have you looked into those numbers?
Yes, we have
I'm
looked
very
into the
sorry.
numbers.
We'll have to cut it short here. 5 minutes are up. We're going to have to call in the next team. Thank you, Dr. Alia. Jazakumullah khair. And as the judges fill out their evaluation forms, I'd like to call in the next team, Team Olive. Who's got the mic?
To start. Vision and success. And this is how we came up with a program called Dubai Talent Ambassadors. And my colleague Shahid will tell you more.
Assalamu alaikum.
So the question we chose is, how might Dubai retain and maintain talent that has a high return on Dubai? So first of all, we spelled out what's the vision, mission, and objective. The vision is to make Dubai the talent capital of the world. It has everything going. All you need to do is to move in that direction of a vision to make it the talent capital. Number two is the mission, which is to build a cohesive and diverse network of ambassadors, note this word, ambassadors, to retain and maintain talent. And the objective is to retain and upskill Dubai-based talent, both local and expats, to attract top talent to Dubai. So what are the current challenges in this background we made these ideas? Number one, the talent comes here, but it's not really getting awarded, rewarded, or appreciated. So there's no talent retention program driven by the government. No role model representing each country. So we do not have country A, B, or C really driving this agenda for the local, for the residents. Sorry, go back. And the last one is, it calls for a public-private partnership. Such big initiatives have to be a win-win for both the public sector and the private sector. So what's the big idea? To create a team of, just go back, please. To create a team of Dubai talent ambassadors, okay? There will be senior ambassadors and junior ambassadors, all volunteers who will make, just stay on that chart. How does it go? Can you just keep it there? A platform for Dubai-based senior and junior professionals to spot the best talent of all the nations, to retain them and attract more talent to come to Dubai. So this is the big idea. We make volunteer Dubai talent ambassadors. And Reem will explain how it will work.
400 talents, seniors and juniors, will be selected upon an assessment process to be ambassadors for Dubai, to speak about Dubai and their sectors on behalf. There will be a one-year program, tenure for those ambassadors to have their main mission is to attract new talents to Dubai.
Michelle, sorry. Go ahead. You don't have the mic? I will use this. Okay, I have the mic. No, unfortunately, we didn't get more of this one. I would like to see more of this, what you are hiding there. The vision and the mission, maybe that took more of your time to come up with the problem and the solution. So you are tackling something by doing a talent, as I understand, by filtering and selecting 400 talents, and those talents, you will have them 1-year program for them to, as a marketing campaign, as a promotion, and all this. This is right?
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Welcome.
But I just want to add, there will be a professional, seniors and juniors. Each of them will have a different mission. So for the seniors is to attract talents to the country. And if we can go for the impact slide, we will find that 200 seniors can attract 1,000 talents in a year. And for 200 senior DTA, Dubai Talent Ambassador, they can do knowledge transfer sessions, 2,000 sessions to 10,000 professions are already here. To retain them, to develop them, to help them to continue their career here.
So you will be the LinkedIn of Dubai.
It's
in a way,
small.
but this is physical. This is physical that you have these people at your beck and call, 400 professionals who would be spending their own time with the government to attract and retain talent. They will go to universities, to young people, to coach them about what fields to choose. All volunteer work, but this would really strengthen the Dubai talent hub because nobody's really talking to them, you know?
Yeah, so the first thing that comes to mind is there are already embassies everywhere on the planet trying to attract investors and MNCs into the region. What are you doing differently, and what's in it for the ambassador?
Okay, so let me take this.
Yes.
First of all, what's new about this idea is having already 200 nationalities here in the city. So bringing representative, one senior and one junior, for those people to network in one place, you can see how they will do magic. Imagine we have 26 participants in 7 days, what they have got, 7 ideas. So what about having 400 for 1 year professionals already talented in their sectors? Sectors of Dubai priority, 11 priority sectors. So what's in it for the ambassadors? They will get upskilling programs from the government and from the sponsors and the partners of this program, and as well as social benefits like privilege cards, like specific type of visas. In return, they will have activities. They have to do it through the 1 year tenure. They have to attract for the seniors, and they have to do knowledge transfer programs for other professionals to help them upgrade themselves. So in the graduation ceremony, the top 10 contributors will be awarded a majlis with His Highness.
So we all know embassies are there everywhere in the world, but embassies' main job is diplomacy. They are not there to talent hunt for the country. And we believe that professionals who are already in the senior and junior combination can more focus, work with those embassies. So for example, we work with your embassy in Washington, D.C. to pick up the top talent in America and bring them to Dubai. This is the more focused approach as opposed to a generic diplomatic job. Okay, that's the value addition.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the presentation. I was just wondering on the part where you were mentioning the assessments for the talent that there will be. So who do you envision who will be part of putting those in place? And have you had the chance to see what is the cost, the investment that needs to go into that to prepare that platform? And what's the return on that?
Yeah, actually we envisioned 3 channels of finance. So first one will be the operational cost that we envisioned that the government, the Dubai Government for Human Resources could support in this. Either one of these entities that might support like Mohammed bin Rashid School of Government or Mohammed bin Rashid Center of Leadership Development, either they can do a collaborative effort in supporting in the operational aspect. In addition, they can get the benefit of getting these data. So we are gathering a huge amount of data about professionals are already living here, different categories, seniors, juniors. So we can, by this, in a side way, we can solve the challenge of having data about the talented people living already here in Dubai. The other aspects of finances, we'll have the curriculum that will be given to the Dubai Talent Ambassadors and the ceremony at the end of the year. So we figured out that we can have partnerships, sponsorship, and even embassies to support in this ceremony. I hope I answered
Any more questions, anyone?
Do we have time? Yes, we have 2 minutes. Okay, when I saw ambassador and I saw then the ages and the different nationality of the team in here, I thought you are thinking of creating a club, a virtual club for those who used to work in Dubai, UAE, and then they traveled, and you want to make them as an ambassador in their country to Dubai. That was my feeling from this. So apparently I was wrong.
So we are basically in a nutshell, what we are saying is that we are giving you 400 very talented people, which should be selected through a process based in Dubai, both senior and junior, who would help move your agenda at not a great cost to the government. And what is in it for the ambassadors? Well, it is, they are going to add it to their career path, to their CVs. They get something. They get a badge that I'm a Dubai talent ambassador. So there is excel in your area of society where you are living.
More followers.
More followers. I have a lot already, but I'll get more.
And maybe we can use the ambassadors in marketing for the other projects.
As we move into the next team, I'd like to invite Team T to the stage.
You have the level?
Just one person?
Can have. So the lapel comes here. All right, check, check, check. Right. Good afternoon, everybody. We are here to talk about Dubai X token. Now, let's talk about the economy first, right? What we had was the pandemic, and what came from the pandemic, everybody's working every time, all the way, it's just so much work, right? What happens is work is now a lifestyle. It's integrated with your life. You work all the time. You're free also all the time. And that's led to great resignation. People are driving out of the country in mass. They're migrating. They're resigning. And that's a $15 billion problem for UAE. How can we solve this? We pay more. That's it. Right? No. But if you pay more, there's always somebody with more money willing to pay more. And that's just a vicious loop it's an unsustainable loop. So the other option, we enhance their lifestyle in Dubai. All right? And perks. Our generation loves perks. All right? Is there a way to make exceptional life in Dubai? Yes, there is, with Dubai X token. So Dubai X token is a digital token that is attached with your salary benefits. Right? Let me be clear. It's not a loyalty point. It's not a discount coupon, and please, it's not a cryptocurrency. In this market, ugh. So how does it work? Well, some of you have seen these common economic riddle, right? But let me explain to you more clearly. So the Dubai government supplies the coin, the token, to talents through employers. These talents will sell it, give it to SMEs and other companies to derive some benefits, and that's economic value to the economy. And these companies definitely need to pay their water bills. So, back goes to the money. So it keeps on floating in the economy indefinitely. And this is a very scientific and economic solution, because what we're creating is a parallel economy in which your currency doesn't devalue, but you're definitely providing more value to your talents. It's scalable. More people come in, more the tokens in the economy, the better, right? And it's a very financially stable token, so it's very business friendly as well. It's feasible. We're going to charge a very small fee, transaction fee. And what the other thing is, it also subsidizes the salary without devaluing the UAE dirham. It's measurable. There are several global indexes to measure it, but the best one is the transactional data itself. And did I mention it's innovative? The thing about this is you put a finite amount of money and the benefits are infinite. We're looking at an aggressive timeline of finishing this and deploying this in 1 year, given that we have a lot of resources. Thank you. I have time. Okay, so this is Kumai, this is Mohammed, and Abdul.
No, that was very fast.
We won the speed.
Sorry, you tokenizing, yeah, you have the mic, right? Okay. You're tokenizing or adding a token on the salary of the individual, right? And he can consume it. It's not a pointing system, as you say, it's a token that approved by Dubai as a coin. Okay, so at the end is a blockchain technology behind it, right? And who's harvesting from this one? Who's taking the fees here? Can it be also, I will add,
so
can it be in the exchange also, and you can
what
run
we're
it?
proposing here is a private blockchain, so it won't be integrated within mainnet or any. So we protect it from being manipulated or being moving.
Volatility. There's no volatility because you can't liquidate it.
Volatile. The thing is, it will be controlled. Issuing the tokens will be controlled by the government. The number of tokens in the market. Now, we make sure that it circulates on a monthly basis because people are using it. Now, the entities will pay their fees using this. So think of maybe 1 billion incentive, 1 billion dirham I throw to the market, and this 1 billion keep rotating every month.
But who's taking the gas?
Okay, now the fees,
yeah.
There's two
who's
options.
taking it?
There's two options here. It's either the government, it will be totally a government entity. We establish this as a government entity and it will be totally managed by the government. And in this case, this return will go to the government. or it will go under one private entity in partnership with the government. In both cases, this small, tiny fees we are generating every month is huge, is a big number.
Yes.
And this will help to cover the operation cost, the marketing cost, and on the long term, it will return the initial incentives, the 1 billion, let's say, we will cover it back on a long term.
So how you see this will distinguish to sustain or retain employees who are receiving more value than the token? If somebody offer to a talented person higher salary, will this subsidize it for you or not?
Okay.
I think the better answer is, so let's take it from an employee perspective, right? As an employer, it might not be feasible for me to give a pay raise, right? But if the government subsidizing towards the token, it makes me most susceptible to give the pay rise that they would have got from some other company. So it makes, as an employer, it would incentivize me to give more money. And at the same time, the talents, we can always competitively make the benefits. So I think I'm answering your question. I hope.
Yeah, but this one has a limited value, and that value is not really exceeding like the cryptocurrency. So
it's stable.
If this is worth 500 dirham, is it worth it really? Maybe you get an offer for 5,000 dirham outside.
Actually, the value is defined by the market. So if we set the value at 1 dirham, every token will worth 1 dirham. So for me as an employee, I got my salary 10,000, let's say, and I got on top of it 5,000 tokens. When I go to Spinners, when I go to Carrefour, I'm using the same mobile app that detect certain amount as dirhams and certain amounts as tokens. Yeah.
So I may have missed it, but I see this as a good idea to probably retain talent.
Yeah.
But why do you believe you're going to be able to attract talent based on this?
No, actually, we were tackling the retained talent part of the equation.
Okay. So it's not for attracting talent. Okay.
For this one, we consider that we are already attracting.
Okay.
Because there was 4 challenges. So this one is to retain.
So basically, you're creating a city coin, right?
Exactly.
For the utility of anything in the city, whether government or anything else.
I don't like to label it with...
Not labeling, but for me to understand. So basically, you are creating a city coin so that people can exchange it with utility in the city. Within the city.
Not only in the city, it will be exchanged within any entities that contribute to Dubai economy.
So in the city, whether government or non-government.
Emirates Airlines.
In the city. It is not outside the city, it is within the city.
No, maybe I'm working from abroad, I'm in San Francisco, I'm working for a Dubai company, and I'm getting tokens. I can use these tokens with Emirates Airlines.
So within the city, you mean, within the city. You use it from wherever, that's a different story, but you will consume it in the city.
It should bring value back to Dubai.
All right, with that, we come to the end of the 5-minute Q&A session. Thank you, Team T. We now move into the last team for this afternoon, and that is M3L.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. So my name is Lubna, and I'll be the one who's going to take you to the future. How? I'm going to introduce you our new idea. As you can see, it is the M3L platform, and at the end, hopefully, you will understand what we're talking about the M3L. So we're trying to target turning Dubai into a talent-based economy city, which means that we're actually targeting the entire challenge, attracting, retaining, maintaining, and developing. How? We have tried to take it from an economical angle, means we're going to give talent a stock market value. We've done some research analysis. We can share it with them later on if you want. And we come up with 3 key points. One, talent market is disconnected from your needs, whether you're private or public sector. 2, talent is unknown and invalid. We don't have a proper data. Right now, we don't know where is the talent. 3, talent value is linked to the person, not to the demand-offer equation of the market like any other market item. So to help it, we have decided to come up with a mathematical value. How? The solution is a digital platform based on PCP model, public-private community partnership. So on this specific platform, the public sector will add the vision, draw the path. In the same time, it can get real-time data to support the policy regulation development. The private sector add the challenge, the needs for the business growth to comply with the policy. The talents are here a partner. They don't need to be employees, but they are partner with the private sector. They get paid in coins, like before, to be used in the city only. They get money from the approved solution, and they get access to social benefit, rent, schools, again, like before. But based on the market view, we have a simple and efficient revenue generation. Monthly fees, we go for 10% commission on approved business solution. We go on 2% commission on coins transaction, knowing that the coins here are cryptocurrencies. In terms of potential user, only in the UAE, we have 4.48 million users in the UAE. We have run a survey on our market. So far, 60%, we have a 60% temporary interest on our solution in particular. We have an estimation growth of revenue just for the UAE based on the 4.48 million of 8.8 million dirhams per year, knowing that in the UAE, not yet Dubai, because we couldn't find some data, but at least in the UAE, turnover employee costs 9.9 billion every year to UAE companies. Our competitive advantage is that we are first to the market, we offer real incentive in the city of Dubai, and we are patentable and scalable. We've developed success metrics, whether it's linked to the usage, operation, or financial. Number of users, percentage of user type, number of transactions, percentage of approved proposal, return on investment, and percentage on high return talent. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for the presentation. Very curious about the survey. You say that you have run a survey and 60% would be interested. How big was it? And did you do this within this week that you have the idea?
So I want to introduce my team, please, if you don't mind. So my name is Lubna, with an L. And I would like to introduce Mohammed, Maimouna, and Maha. So if you can come here. So yes, what we have done is from the first day, we've done a survey. Lana, the idea comes honestly from the first day that we finished the workshop. So Mohammed came with the idea, and we said we're going to use our network. So each of us shared it, and we shared it, and it went away. It went, actually, has a good number of between 50 to 100 people answered that. So that's why where we actually presented not the full idea, because, you know, patents, but at least some insight. And then, yes, we got the 60% who people were saying that they don't like it, but they need it. They really wanted, the idea has a need, not only has, you know, another LinkedIn platform.
I don't know. You have something in here, but still I'm not understanding what exactly do you offer. You just explained to me it's not like LinkedIn, right?
No, it's completely different.
So what is it?
Let's say I'm a public sector. Today I'm going for net zero. I'm going for climate change. Right? I need environmentalists. I'm a company in the UAE, in Dubai. I need to comply with Dubai strategy to go for net zero. Unfortunately, I do not have environmentalists. I don't know how to do a proper analysis. I don't have access to data.
So this is a freelance platform?
It's more than freelancing, because we actually market also with Fever. Fever is one of the biggest platforms. The idea is that we go beyond being only a freelancer, because we engage them here in Dubai. We give them, you know, we give them an will to come and live in Dubai. Why? Because we offering them, we have actually come out with criteria to make Dubai the best city where to live. And those is where we attract them. Here, your talents, let's say I have a challenge. You have competence, I have competence. You have a certain years of experience, and I have a certain years of experience. What makes the difference between you and me is how many challenges you have solved compared to me. And that's what we actually making money out of
So
it.
do you have a rating system here?
Yes, it's, I don't know if you can go back. We are still working on the formula, but it's something that we're looking into it, still developing, but the idea is to give knowledge a stock market value. Just to say that.
So basically you are between a freelance platform and LinkedIn platform.
Yes.
You are in between that.
Exactly.
And why do you think market wants this platform? What one?
Because.
Why it's not enough for me from LinkedIn or from the.
Because LinkedIn, it's only a marketing platform. LinkedIn, it's not. If you go to LinkedIn, have you looked at the title that people put? If you look at the title, everybody is an expert.
Yes.
Everybody knows
Yeah,
their stuff. Exactly. And everybody is a writing star.
Okay. But if you go to Rafiq.com, for example, they have a listing also there.
They have a listing, but here again, knowledge is valuable. I know what I've done. If I have done 5 projects, and then I solved the 5 projects, then my value is 100,000 dirhams. If I go to Rafiq, I'm just a listing. And yet, when you go to this platform, they give you what you can do. They don't give you what they achieve. The idea here is to go take it the other way. What can I do? Because we want high value.
So if I hire you from the platform that you have, I hire you.
Yeah.
Who will be responsible for your delivery? Are you the platform?
No, it's the talent who is responsible. If you want to be paid, you're not paid on your time. You're paid on your results.
I personally think it's a brilliant idea. If it could stand on its feet. I'm not sure it's going to solve what we're looking for.
Oh, sorry.
So it could be a standalone idea that would be so big. My question is, who curates the ratings? So who owns, who makes sure, that the process is honest?
The platform itself is based on AI. So the system itself actually makes the calculation.
Mm. But it's based on the input. What's the input to the AI?
Yeah, it's
the community score for each talent. For example, if there is more interaction between talents within themselves using that platform, each talent will score his colleagues on specific rating, like his expert, like a profile kind of on his skills from a colleague
Within the same competency, let's say, categories. Yeah.
It's similar to peer review.
Yeah.
It has peer
review, and then from the company who hired me, and even the idea. Let's say that I'm a company, I'm proposing a challenge, and then I have a solution. The solution itself has to be reviewed by the third partner, which is the public. Then they need to make sure that it's complying with what they're looking for. The idea is to fast the implementation of any public policy that comes out quickly, and to see the results.
I'm afraid that's all the time we have for this team. Round of applause, everyone. It is now 5:40. I'd like to invite the judges to take their materials, head back to the F2, F3 room. Galileo will escort you. As for the rest of you, take a deep sigh of relief and please head on to have some refreshments. Thank you. We will be back at exactly 6 o'clock.